You know, a little bit different kind of video day. Today we're gonna talk about some of the things. Some of them might be my opinion. I think a lot of them are gonna be just generals, general things you probably should do. Um, Lack of better words, we're gonna call this unite etiquette. Just things you should be doing, like things you should be doing when you're laning, just in general game. We're gonna focus mostly on like solo queue and like because in competitive organized play, completely different. And we have some games in the background. You'll actually probably see some of these things. Um, that I'm saying. I mean, some of them will be situationally okay to do what you're again in coordinated groups. I believe I'm actually in a coordinated group in this. Yeah, yeah. This is a 5 stack that I'm playing. Anyways, let's get into it. So an important thing to do is remember that you're a team. Um, and as a team comes the importance of sharing farm because like this MOBA and many other MOBAs, last hitting is very. And there's some characters that can't last hit as well as others, and some characters that can be better than others. Um, so at the end of the day, the importance is uh the idea in the early landing phases. You want to get more farm than your. That doesn't mean run down the lane with a Snorlax or whatever, or Bliss, and saving those big attacks to just last hit and kill. You don't want to be the guy that's getting all four of those early A bombs. The idea is you want to share them. You want to get two, your opponent get two. Again, sometimes when you're playing a support and your opponent's playing a carry, you get one, they get three. Again, that's something you don't usually coordinate. Or just solo queue, want to take two, you want your opponent to take two. Yes, accidents are going to happen. You're going to last hit things accidentally sometimes. But there's a lot of times where I don't care about my. That's not good. Not good at good. Not good game. Um, Another thing that again, this like you know, comp could alter this, but it's a fair rule. You probably want to get high of an overcap on those early as possible. So like, if you see one sitting at 3, don't put 5 points. Like, it might be your fourth stack. You might be running attack weight or specs, but it's in a solo queue game. Those early overcaps, they could matter. They could be the difference. Um, Rotation for objectives. Uh, Again, coordinated game. You might have someone stay up top, but it's probably a good, fair example to try to at that 7:30 mark, try start working your way down. Like you wanna probably be there 15 seconds, maybe even 20 seconds before. Some people even say 30 seconds. Um, I I think again this is a play by ear thing. If you're ahead in experience and there's still two people up top, you leave a person up top to try to get the bees, safely. That's fine. But if you're behind, you need a break down there. That top goal is an important. Cause especially if you're behind, because if they bust that top goal, they're probably not getting a huge overcap. Um, I mean, you might want to be careful because if they bust that goal and take the Rotom before you Dreadmaw or before the Dreadmaw's finish, you might need someone to go back and effect. So I guess keep an eye on that. But aside from that, like that early Rotom really isn't that important. It doesn't really do much. Um, that Dreadmaw is so important. It can set like the next 5 minutes of the game. It can really make it, or at least until the next Dreadmaw. Uh, Another really good thing in the early game is like try to make sure you let your jungle get their jungle rotations. Um, especially those first two, super important. Four fish, both buffs. They need to get as close to even possible at 9 for that dread. Most jungles. Like if a person's jungling Dragonite, they can get by with level 8. Decidueye can get by, I believe, at 7 was when they get Spirit Shackle. But like if you have a Ninja, a Zera, a Cinder, even a Venusaur, like they need, like Gengar, like they need their 9. They need to come down with that all at Dreadmaw for you guys to win that Dreadmaw. And it's so important that they get that farm. Because you know what? The guy on the other side, he's getting that farm. And he's coming down with an alt. If he gets that alt first, that's the team that likely gets that Dreadmaw. Uh now here's a topic, like when you're behind and Rotom. We'll go back to Rotom. Say your enemy gets Rotom. If your goal is under 20 points, probably just let that Rotom in. Like if that Rotom's gonna break that goal, you let it break. It's not worth risking a life to defend. It's not. It's stop them from breaking it before the Rotom gets there. But let that Rotom in, back up. If they push, defend at that second tier goal where you're gonna get more healing. And unless they have a Delphox or something, you're probably gonna win that team fight. Like if they push, and then that'll give you a lot of experience, and you probably won't be behind anymore. Um, another good rule to go by. Sorry, I'm just kind of winging this. I had it all thought out in my head, and I should have wrote up a pseudo script, but let's wing it. Let's wing it. Let's talk alts. So, yes, characters get alts faster. With energy amplifier, seeing a lot of play. Some people are getting alts really fast, but it's really important um, to know how late in the game you can use an alt and still have it present, because it's extremely important to have your alts, especially if you're a character like Blissey, even Venusaur now. That like run an energy amp, or like Charizard alts. Charizard's perfect. Like Charizard, Serena, Slowbro. These alts are taking someone out essentially. Like you might not kill someone with a Serena Charizard alt, but there's a good chance whoever you alted is, unless they immediately get like a Blissey alt right after. Same with the Slowbro. I guess less so in a solo queue because you might not be able to coordinate with people to attack the person you alted. But like even in a trio, you Slowbro somebody, your two friends. You let them know they're on that guy, and that guy's probably dead. Um, like, and it's like so many alts, just so important. Ulysses, Tyrannosaurs. Uh, so it's a safe bet most characters. Um, after that 6.5 minute mark, so when there's 3:30 left on the clock, that's probably for most characters the last time you can ult. I wouldn't even push it that far. Like I would say probably when there's 3:45 left. Um, most characters like Blissey, Slowbro, like a lot of the support characters, you're not getting your ult back. And like if you're a Pikachu or a Charizard or a Greninja, you can probably push it to close to the 3 minute range. Same with like Blastoise, Zera. But like especially if you don't know you're playing a character new for the first time, like don't if you're seeing it below 3:30, you probably don't want to whatever, if you're getting that last dread, whatever, it's probably not worth risking not having an off that Zapdos. Because like that Zapdos fight is so important. Oh, like it almost makes the rest of the game not even. Um so yeah, what we talked about. Lane etiquette, sharing experience, not stealing your jungle, rotation, when to use an alt, stacking. This is something I'm really bad at. If you watch my games, I get real brazy with my stacks. I'll try to do things like take the jungle's core fish, which it works, but half the time. It really depends what character I'm on. I definitely probably shouldn't do it. But as important as stacks are, knowing when you can get them in, when you can't, is important. The worst part is most times I know I can't get them. It's a bad habit of mine, one that I should work on. Um, but yeah, especially with stacking, is this isn't this isn't January. Like this isn't like when Lucario was the only person stacking. This is like so many people now are using special tax specs or tack weight, even rookies seeing a lot of play. And it's just you can get away, but if you come across two people that are at that point, you're probably not getting a second stack. You get your initial stack in, then I would probably beeline it because it's probably not worth it. Like, unless they're real bad, or your Lucario. I mean, you can get away with a Lucario if you're a good Lucario. Again, might depend on who the characters are. You probably possibly can get away with it with a Blissey, especially if you get that second stack and then you evolve off of it. Um, you get a soft boiled, then you might be able to get away. But yeah, um, so I think that's probably mostly what I wanted to go over. Uh, oh, well, there was one other thing. Very, very, very important thing. Seems not so important. And it's something I don't notice as much anymore. Um, the option to choose your lane. Uh, it's the your first step of a game that outside of using its awful integrated voice chat, where I think 1 out of 16 people I've heard on it was actually audible, and you can hear what I'm saying, and spoke English. um, like communicating where you're going in that early game, very important. Um, and like if two people call the same thing, 9 times out of 10, it's not worth it. If you call jungle, another guy calls jungle, he doesn't back out of that jungle. Probably just be the bigger person, switch your character, or just go to a lane. People are going to be children. They're going to be like, I want to do this. I'm doing this. That's all I'm doing. Or they're going to be like, well, I'm better than this person. I played with this person before. They're booty, so I don't want them jungling. So I'm gonna jungle. And if they go there, I'm just gonna farm. Like that. Like you're just hurting your team. You are just hurting your team. Yeah, you know what? If you called it first and they persist, at that point, they're wrong. But like, there's 3 other people that don't deserve to get a loss because you're butthurt. Because that's just the reality. Um, and like the importance of calling your lanes. Yeah, if 2 people call top, 2 other people don't call. Um, yeah, you can assume they're going bottom, but 9 times out of 10, you'll get 3 people going top, 1 person going bottom. Heck, maybe 3 people going top, 2 people going jungle. Like I've seen it. It's just like even if you intend to go somewhere, like, and a lot of times, myself included, unless people are having a super bad night, you call that lane. They'll just switch because it's not worth it. Like I said, at least myself, I know. Like, when I first started playing this game, I might have been one of those. It's like, no, I want to do, no, I want to do this. But like, it's so toxic. It's so negative, and it just hurts the final output of the game. Like, like especially with what little hard communication we can do. Want to be able to succeed as much as possible. Otherwise, and it's like such basic things, like I said, like share the farm, don't invade your own jungle, be smart about where your opponents are. Like, if you're getting early stacks, know that there's a good chance that jungle is coming up. So, if you're hanging around there too long, you're gonna have, even if they win score as well, you're gonna get sandwiched between. You don't want that. I've been there. It's not fun. It's being stuck between 3 people isn't as fun as porn makes it. Like it's not cool. Yeah, but I think that's it for now. I'm sure there's something I'm forgetting. But yeah, just it's like etiquette, guys. Just be good to each other, help each other out. Don't steal farm. Don't use alts before Zapdos. Rotate to objectives. And you might not win all. You still might not win all your games, but you're gonna have more positive and closer and probably better games. Because that's it. Like even if I lose any game where people are just doing what they're supposed to do, it's still a win. Because you know what, I'm not getting my stress. My teammates aren't getting stressed. We're all just having fun, having opportunities to get better together. So that'll be it for today. Thanks for tuning in. I know it's kind of long winded, and I probably repeated myself a lot about things, but yeah, like this game's been out for a year. That's still not really all that long of a time, I guess, in the grand scheme of things. I mean, other MOBAs have been around for like what League of Legends, 15. And I'm sure there's still people new to that game, so making rookie, doing things like bullying their own teammates out of lane. Um, oh, like another thing, like on the topic of the sharing X thing, like if you know somebody's close to evolving, like you know, there's only certain points when people evolve. Like it's 4, it's 5, a couple people at 6, seven's a number, and then like 8 and 9, and you can visually see because they'll have that yellow bar. So if somebody needs one kill to evolve, let them get that kill. Let them get that kill. And again, we've all been guilty of just not noticing. I'm far from perfect. Heck, I've lasted a mob and then be like, oh, you need that to evolve. I'm sorry, let that happen. Um. Anyways, yeah, I've rambled on. I tried to say goodbye like 3 minutes ago. So yeah, so we'll wrap that up. And yeah, there's several videos like this out there, but the more that get out there, hopefully more people see, and the better games we all have, because that's just what this community wants. They just want to have good games. All right. Have a great day. Hope your games go well, and we'll see you on the next one.